Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I don't think very many people got an opportunity to take a look at my full moon in Virgo video. I just posted it probably about an hour ago, but I wanted to, and I announced it at the end of the video. I wanted to do a trial run on some live charts, just charts and chatting with a couple people. So I only have a few people, but that's totally fine. I'm so glad that they're going to be joining me. And I'll get a chance to test out this new software and do a little live stream and take a look at charts and see how all of that works, because I'm hoping that I can do more of this going forward. That's the plan. So yeah, so we're gonna pop people on screen. So that's what I wanted to do this for so long, and for so many reasons, right? We can have excuses for this, excuses for that. Honestly, it's just like a little bit of like, it's nerve wracking. It's like you study this stuff and you study this stuff. And you're like, oh my God, am I going to freeze when I go live? Well, it could happen. At some point, you just have to sort of jump. You just got to jump and do it. So that's what I'm doing today. And I have a couple of people that are here. One is already backstage, and I'm going to pop her on, my sweet friend, and we're gonna take a look at her chart. And she was nice enough to bring another chart to take a look at. So we'll just, we're not going to do full readings, but we'll just take a look and point out some things, and maybe we'll look at the transits to see what's going on with these folks, or I'll just pick out some things that just sort of stick out. So we're just going to go with it and test this out and see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to pop on my first person. This is Susanna. Welcome, Susanna, to the screen.
Hello. Hi, Jolene.
Hi.
Hi, my favorite astrologer. Is it astrologer or astrologist? There's like a whole discussion.
There's debate about that. Is it astrologer or is it astrologist? I've seen both. I don't know.
My other astrologer, I know she complained the other day that people say astrologist, and I'm like, I always say astrologist, so guilty as charged.
I'm not picky. I'm good with whatever, whatever way. But I call myself an astrologer, but either way, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn on the comments.
Okay.
This is an interesting little feature. It's my first time trying this too. So if anybody pops into this live and they comment, it'll actually pop up on the screen with their little picture. We'll see how that works.
Well, hopefully the next live there'll be more people.
Well, I hope so. But, I wanted to downplay it, right? Because I've not done one like this before. So it's good to get my feet wet, right? Especially when I'm nervous. Hey, I'm nervous.
I know. This is my first time on camera too, so.
Oh, good. We're both like, this is our virgin live.
It's like a Virgo full moon, virgin attempt. You know what? It's good. We're almost close to spring equinox, so new starts, new beginnings, and it's the new lunar year.
And it's eclipse season.
So
yeah. Should be on fire. Well, thank you for being here. I so appreciate it. So do we want to take a look at your chart first, or do we want to take a look at your mom's friend's chart and just see?
Well, I call her my adopted mom, but they're my family friends, and her husband Trevor. So today she just texted me. She goes, I cleaned this and I organized the whole room and the whole house. I deep cleaned everything, and he just walked right by me, and it's so frustrating. And then I was like, well, let's see what his chart says. And then she finally was able to give me the information. And then, could you not, his sixth house is cusp Pisces.
Well,
and so I had a good laugh on that. But
let's take a look at his chart, because I loaded it in and I have. So it's December 11th, right? 1953, 1:14 a.m.
Yeah.
Pembroke, Canada.
Yeah. Yes.
So I have a Libra rising with an Aries descendant.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have a Libra rising with Aries. Yes, that's what he has. Yes, and his wife Anne is Aries.
Okay, okay,
Right?
okay. Yeah. Oh, look, we
Yeah.
have
We did
Darcy.
Anne's chart. Remember, she has a really interesting chart. Hi, Darcy.
Yes. Hey, Darcy. I'm gonna send you. Well, you can hear me. I don't need to type this, right? So, Darcy, look in my description box for my email and send me your birth information. And then what I'll do is I'll send you back a link. And when you get the link, you click on it, you'll be backstage until I pop you on. And then we're just going to do really quick little things. So it's going to be really quick. This is like a test run for me. So thanks for popping in. I know Darcy. Yeah, just go ahead and send me that email. I'm going to do this one for Susanna, and then I have somebody else waiting, and then I have Darcy, and that might be enough for today because I have to go pick up my grandson in like an hour. So Darcy, let's see. No, Darcy, I can take a look at your chart tonight. I will, but you have to email me. Here, I'll put my email in the description box. You have to email me your birth information. I mean, I guess you could put it in the chat, but you don't have to because I need to be able to punch your birth information into my software, and then I also need to send you a link so that I can bring you on camera when it's your turn. Right? You're not scared, right? I'm scared. If I can do it. Okay. So Darcy, I'll look for your email. Hopefully you've got that. I'll keep an eye out for it because I have my phone right here. Okay, Susanna, let's take a look. I'm going to pull Trevor's chart up here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here's Trevor. This is Trevor. So so you know him very well. You know Trevor very, very well. Well, let's see if we can get to know Trevor a little bit better. Does he know we're doing this? He really should know we're doing this.
He doesn't.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Okay, we'll be careful. But his wife does, right? All right. Okay, so here we have Trevor. So Trevor is a Libra rising. So his ruler is Venus, which we find down here in Sagittarius. He's a pretty spicy kind of guy, right? Is he like interesting to have conversations with? Yeah, I would think he probably doesn't have much of a filter either, right? That kind of guy.
We get along really well. We talk a lot. We talk a lot about many things.
Cool.
And we're both geologists. That's how he was my my first. Like he hired me as my first geology job, so he was my boss.
Nice. Okay. Well, anyway, back to his Venus. So that's his chart ruler is Venus in the sign of Sag, pretty much conjunct Mercury. So he loves to talk, loves to read, loves to listen. He probably likes to take little trips. Probably a fun guy, somebody who would engage you at like in the line at Starbucks or something like that. One of those kind of guys. Okay, so Libra rising, Sun in Sag too, so that just doubles down on that Sagittarius energy. And I'll tell you, I know 18 degrees of Sag because it happens to be one of my placements, and so this is a very smart. He has good recall. I bet his memory is great, super smart. Yeah. And he probably counsels people. I know you said he was a geologist, but is he like the person that friends call, or like, he can help people out and give them advice?
He did help a lot of people in his career, like counseling in his career. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we have a moon in Aquarius, right? In the fifth house of expression. So again, this is somebody who's very expressive, right? Probably likes to be in crowds of people. And he might be willing to do things at the spur of the moment, right? Like fun, different types of things, somebody who could, get in the car and be going one direction and then somebody says, oh, let's do this. And he's like, yeah, let's do this. So he's He strikes me potentially as somebody who is very interested in exploring things and really willing to do things that are unusual,
He
right?
also likes to antique and old cars.
Totally makes sense. That's Aquarius. And, obviously the things that he loves to do, right? In the fifth house, his hobbies, how he expresses himself very much is part of his public persona, right?
Well, because he loves geology, so he got to do what he loves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
So he works with the land, right? Cancer
Mhm.
can represent the land, what is under the ground. And so he's one of these people that's he's able to do his hobby as his job,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. That's very nice. That's very
and
nice.
also very creative.
Oh, I would imagine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Does he work with metals or, I
Oil.
mean, oil?
Hmm.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he is also a structural geologist, so he studies deformities of Earth and where
Mhm.
the oil is. He was like one of the old school explorationists, like people who did get to do really big fun projects. Like he once did a well that cost $30 million.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
Yeah,
big,
so
big
he
money.
is a risk taker. That's definitely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they did drill a dry hole for 30 million. Can you imagine?
Wow. They drilled
Yeah.
a hole that cost 30 million. Is that what you
It
said?
was a dry hole, which in oil means no oil. Because
Oh,
that's what
I see.
happens in exploration. You sometimes miss.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
But he
Interesting.
doesn't dwell on his that's what makes a geologist a good geologist. They don't dwell on their shortcut.
As well on those shortcomings.
Yeah. But we were wondering, like, with his you know um this is in his chart that he is like a traditional guy who doesn't really enjoy house chores.
He doesn't enjoy house chores.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You said traditional. So the cusp of his fourth house, which is home and family. This is funny. It's funny that you said that. You can let her know that that's probably part of his personality. So it's ruled by Saturn, right? And so Saturn's in his second house in
Oh yeah.
Scorpio. And so he probably he's probably the kind of guy that's like, that is not a profitable or productive use of my time.
He definitely things like that. He always tells everybody, like, you are wasting my time. My time is worth $50 an hour. He's definitely like that.
There you go. That's the ruler in the second house.
Saturn time makes sense that time he values his time. Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Like time is money, right? Could be a slogan for somebody like that. Yeah, and he has his Chiron in the fourth house. I mean, that can represent a lot of things. We're not going to go into all those things, but you said that he doesn't like to do the messy things around the house, right? But I bet you he builds things. Does he like to build things? And yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
does.
yeah. His Chiron's there. There could be lots of reasons why, but we'll just go with what we're talking about right now. He just doesn't like to do it. Right?
No.
Right, right.
I just find it very interesting that his wife is Aries and he has descendant in Aries. I find that very interesting.
Yeah, well, that can happen. I mean,
Mhm.
this is the house of relationships, seventh house. And so it doesn't have to be that you bring in an Aries, but it can be. And, likely somebody who may be funny and active and, sort of young at heart. Somebody maybe that's a little fiery, right? This is a guy that might, he might like a good debate.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, Libra risings are, they're very pleasing. They like to look nice. They like to present really, really nice. But don't mistake the fact that they can get into a nice, healthy little debate.
Yeah. He's very
Yeah,
proper, that's for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Old school, proper
yeah.
person.
But definitely, if he doesn't like to do things around the house, I'm not surprised. But
Mhm.
you know, they say Saturn matures and changes as it gets older. Over time, which
Mhm.
is. But he's already, let's see, how old is he? Would he be in his 60s? Yes,
No, he
six.
just turned
60.
70.
Oh, well,
But he's still really youthful looking. Is it because of his Libra?
Probably Libra, yes, yes, because Libra risings are known for their beauty, you know, for their pleasing appearance and things like
Also,
that.
like
So
we're having Pisces for his sixth house cups. He's very healthy. He doesn't really have any health issues. It's weird.
that's good, but you know, likely if he were to have any, they would be just kind of like weird things that he didn't, you know, that came and would come and go and be like, I don't know what that is, you know, kind of things that you know defy logic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Julie. I
You
think we
are,
covered it pretty good. Like
huh?
pretty, like we covered a lot pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously never met Trevor.
He's a great guy. He's really, really great.
He looks like a very
And
funny,
very, you know, for
spontaneous.
I don't, one thing I don't understand is Sagittarius are so, um, they can be known for being kind of hard to pin down, but he has been married for a very long time, and you know, very good husband and a partner. So I always find it very fascinating. Must be,
Yeah,
I don't know, must be part of his Libra rising.
yeah, yeah. Okay, well, let's take a peek at. You want to take a peek at your chart and the
Sure,
transits, or okay,
we can do
we
a
can do that.
very
Hey,
quick.
Darcy, I'm reading your comments, but here's the thing. You have to send me an email with all your birth stuff, and then I can put your chart in, and then I can send you a link back. But I didn't get an email for you. I know you said, I think you said you sent it, but I don't have anything for you. I don't have any email. So let me make sure that you got the right. Did I type it in? Yeah, I typed it in right. Did you pull the email address from the comments? That's the email that you would need to send it to. Yeah. Um so let's see. My son, let's see. Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. But I'm going to pull up Susanna's chart and I will look again in just a few minutes. Maybe there's just a delay, but I got hers okay and I got the other gals okay. So just hang tight. All right. Let's take a look at yours, Susanna. I'm going to make that bigger.
Sure.
Okay. There we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, we got it with a full moon of Virgo.
Huh?
I see it. Yep, it's with a full moon in Virgo.
Yes. Susanna is a Sag rising, a 0-degree Sag rising, as you can see. So her chart ruler is Jupiter, which is over here in Pisces. And as you can see, this full moon is lighting up her third house, right? Her third and ninth house. So she'd have had some things going on with her chart ruler being hit on the opposite end of a full moon. She could have run into some roadblocks or some issues, or she may when it comes to conversations, communication, travel, like local travel, her car, her, if she has siblings or any kind of, you know, relatives, right? Immediate relatives. She could have, you know, run into some issues. And the reason I say issues is because Saturn doesn't always have to bring issues, but there's something there that could potentially have been causing some kind of block or just, you know, irritation or trouble for her this week. And she should keep an eye on that. You know, maybe something that was a little confusing, you know, hard to diagnose. Should I tell them that I kind of already know?
Yeah.
This is textbook though, right?
It is because the Mercury is there too. Isn't Mercury represents car?
It does. It does. So Susanna had a textbook full moon issue this week where her car just was having a strange problem, a problem with the exhaust, right? Or okay, so something was leaking, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, that's Pisces. Pisces is gases and oil, and you know, third house is cars, and Saturn was like kerplunk. She had to have it diagnosed and worked on, which is Saturn. And she didn't know, right? You didn't know what it was or when it was going to be ready, right?
But then I got it on Wednesday, and then the light came on again, like barely after a date. I just doesn't want to budge.
So it's a little messy, and
So
she's
let's see.
had,
We are waiting for the resolution.
yeah, yeah.
But
And Virgo's maintenance, it is maintenance, right? Ninth house is, typically like our philosophies and our higher mind and what we're learning about, but it's also the place where we go to get counsel, right? Or we get help. Yeah. So you've got a mechanic, I'm assuming, that's working.
Yeah, it's the Ford dealership, so you would think that they would.
Yeah.
But sometimes things just take a little bit to troubleshoot. So maybe the full moon the Virgo is gonna help to give me more counsel on Monday, so they resolve it.
You can figure it out, resolve it, all the details. And the moon rules her 8th house of other people's resources. And insurance and inheritances and things like that. And tell them what happened, Susanna.
Oh, like you mean that they cover my vehicle, like under, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fits. Textbook.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a pretty good story. I know my chart really well, so.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, yeah.
Is there anything else to do?
Well, I mean, you've got, if you look at this just to tie into that one event for the full moon, you've already got Uranus in your 6th house, which has been intermittently disrupting your routines, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere. So that kind of goes along with it, and you experienced something that was unexpected. It put a monkey wrench in your daily work. So there you go, right? There you go.
Yes, I usually enjoy Virgo anything because it helps me be more organized and stuff. So
yeah.
This Midhaven. That's the only Earth I have. No, I also have 6th house Taurus.
Yeah,
but it's like, that's it. But the Taurus makes me lazy. So.
Well, you do have 6th house in Taurus, but you don't have any planets there. Not that means it doesn't play out somewhere, because it does.
I don't really have planets in my Earth houses, do I? Oh, I do. I have the Capricorn. We have the Neptune in Capricorn. That's about it.
Yeah. In Earth signs, yeah. Which is affecting your 2nd house. So you have Neptune. Neptune, Capricorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's interesting because with Susanna, 2nd house is earned income and assets and things like that. And I happen to know about Susanna is that her work, she comes from another country and she works here. Neptune can represent that.
Immigration.
Yeah.
And oil.
And oil, which she's
or mining.
Mining.
She's a badass. Black things. Huh?
I said, Susanna's a badass, right? She's a female in the mining industry.
Yeah, it's interesting.
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty good for me. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is great to do for for me to practice. And so, it's a little rusty. It's okay. I'm good with it. You know what I mean?
Okay, bye-bye, Jolene.
Bye, Susanna. Bye. I will talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to pop her chart down. I'm going to enter in another chart here, and then I'm going to pop somebody else in. Let's see. But first, I want to just hold on one sec. I just want to put Darcy's chart in here. Darcy, I know you've been in the chat, but I haven't been able to respond here just because it's like trying to focus on one thing. So I'm not ignoring you. I know there are a few other people in the chat too. And let's see, or maybe one other person. Let's see. Yeah, there's one other person. So SJ, what time is it? SJ, if you want to look for my email address in the description box and send me your date of birth and date, time, place. And then I'll send you a link. We'll go ahead and we'll do yours, but I'm only doing like a limited amount. So that for tonight would be the only readings that I'm going to do because I'm just testing it out, but I'm planning on doing it somewhat regularly. But, you know, tonight we're doing them gratis. And so they might be a little choppy. All right, Darcy, I'm getting your information in here. Okay. It's at 1973. Now, I also know that I need to probably wear both my contacts or my glasses from now on because my eyes are getting worse by the day. Let's see. Okay, Darcy, I have yours in, and I'm going to send you an invite, and then I'm going to pop over and bring on Rashawn, and then I will get right back to you. Let's see. Thanks for being patient, guys. Okay, Darcy, you should be getting the invite. So just hang tight. I'll see you when you click on it, and then just hang tight. Okay. All right. And then I'll look for SJ's after I finish Rashawn. Then I'll look for yours, SJ. And then, like I said, we're going to have to stop it there, unfortunately. I know that somebody else popped in, but catch me next time because I am doing these, you know, I'm going to do, I think, you know, the kind of the way I feel about it, you know, it's like I really want to start doing these readings regularly online, and they're not going to be long. They're just really quick things. Sometimes it's like just what I see. I'll try and address a specific issue, but and you know, there'll be a minimal charge for it, but I kind of feel like whatever work I do and have done in the past, there's an element of that where if somebody really needs something, that I just go ahead and do that. And so I will be doing some of those, you know, just like one or two each time I do a live stream for somebody that really needs it. But for today, we're just kind of doing them and having fun. All right. So I'm going to add Rashawn, but I don't really see her. So let's see. I don't see her. I mean, I see her here, but I don't see her. Are you there? Oh, your camera's not on. You don't have to have your camera on. That's okay.
Oh, it says it's on. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear Rashawn? Yeah.
Let me stop it and then just try it again to see the camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do I need to move to a different spot? That's weird.
Maybe.
My internet seems to be okay. I'm not having any issues with the internet. This is the first time I'm doing
it's all right. I'm going to put your chart on. Don't worry.
Software though. I don't know this.
Well, really the way that it works is like as soon as you click that, as long as your camera's on, you should show up. But if you don't, it's, you know, I mean, I'm okay with it if you don't mind.
Let me see here. I'm trying to, I don't know how to fix it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to fix it.
Maybe. Do you want to? You want to do that, and I'll go to Darcy and then come back to you.
Mirror my camera. Let me click on mirror my camera. How about that?
That might just turn it around. I don't know if that'll pop you on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably. If you're on your phone.
No, I'm gonna change to my phone then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Darcy and then I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Hey.
Hey, I know. I haven't seen you in so long, and this is not my best look.
Listen,
I have like oil. I already washed my face and put oil on it. But Julie, you're really good at this. I like how you, because see, I don't know how to read transits. You should do a course on how to just read your own chart. You know what I mean?
I do that. Well, I've done that. Yeah, because I kind of think it's people like to hear about themselves, you know? And so like when I was learning, it's like I was learning my chart first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like just do it, learn your own chart, live your life the way you know, for your best benefit, because then we'll know like when we're not supposed to talk. You know what I mean?
When we're not supposed to talk.
Well, for me, that's I'm an Aries rising.
Yes, I see that. Okay, here's your chart. It's up on the screen. Let me just verify a few things. So yeah, you're an Aries rising. My pen doesn't work.
I'm a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Mercury.
Yeah. Why is my thing not working? Okay, let's try this again. All right, here we have Darcy. She's an Aries rising. Like she said, she's a Sun in Scorpio.
Gee, the numbers, I don't know. I know what the 29th number is. I get that. And the 0, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know like where I'm supposed to be or where I'm at in any of the other stuff. Like I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways you can read degrees. So you can there's a degree theory where, like, for instance, let's take your rising, which is 18 degrees, right? So if we're looking at degree theory, and I can't explain like the whole rotation, but technically that's a Virgo degree as an Aries rising. So what's Virgo about? It's about health, it's about work, it's about service, right? All that kind of stuff. But there's also the study of the Sabian symbols, right, for each degree. And studying your rising as a Sabian is your Sabian symbol for your rising sign and your sun sign and your moon sign to start, right?
Oh, I didn't know that's where I should start. That's a good idea.
Those are
I can do that on my own. The Sabian symbols. That's good.
Yes. And just remember when you're looking up Sabian symbols that you round up. So you're an 18 degree Aries rising. You want to read 19 degrees of Aries.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way that works. So Sabian symbols and degree theory add a little bit of depth, but it's always good to just learn the basics first, right? Like, what is Aries? Aries, you're ruled by Mars, right? So as an Aries rising, that represents how you show up in the world, your body, how you take action, your overall character. And so what could I say about you, Darcy? You're probably very sporty. You probably move very quickly. You're probably busy a lot. I would say you're probably, you may be a little taller, athletic.
Oh, no, I'm short.
Are you short?
But I'm sporty. Like I have a sporty type of body. Like I'm never going to, it's easy for me. It's not like that. But I talk before I should. I can't keep a secret. I'm so quick that I hurt myself all the time.
No, wait a minute.
But I have a Scorpio sun moon, forget about the Aries rising and talking too much. It's the moon is killing me.
Well, that's funny because your Mercury, your Mercury, which is how you communicate, is in Scorpio and it's in the 8th house. I'm surprised that but it is butting up against some Sagittarius placements. And 8th house can be the house of secrets, right? So
and that's what's going on right now in my life.
Is it okay? Well,
no, not for me, but the Sagittarius person.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, you probably have a habit of bringing in Sagittarius-like people, at least when you get to a certain point with them. But the ruler or the cusp of your 7th house is Libra, right? So that's Venus. So if you look at where your Venus is, your Venus.
I'm a Sagittarius Venus.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't know where it is.
it's in the 9th house. And so you probably bring in people, maybe have you dated people that were at a distance, like met people online? Yeah.
Not online, but like I tend to like, I don't like anybody that lives around me. It's just too easy.
You don't like,
You know?
yeah.
But yeah, no, he's at a distance, but like that's over. Like that's a twin flame thing, and I want to let it go. Like
Okay.
I'm interested. But
Yeah.
is there ever going to be a normal person that's not, I'm not going to be codependent? Like I know my problems. I'm doing my work. I
I
don't
will
want
tell you
that.
this. I will tell you this. Since you're rising and your first and seventh houses, this axis right here, which is you and the other people, the nodes are transiting, right? And like
Yeah.
you see here, the node is sitting right on your Chiron, your natal
Oh,
Chiron.
that's what I meant. The Chiron. I was worried about the
Yeah.
Chiron.
Yeah. So you're so the north node can make things louder, right? The north node can because it's collectively you don't have a north node in Aries, but it's activating your Chiron right now. And so that's your own personal wounding.
And it's all about myself. It's all about self-love.
Yeah.
I already know that. And this person has a big deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm working on that. So I have to get over that before I'm going to meet somebody. Is that what you're going to try to tell me?
Well, I know. Well, yes, but it's not like I'm not saying that's gonna.
No, I do. I
What I am
found
saying is
self-love, but
that's
it's
being
like
activated right now for you. So this is part of the healing process for you.
oh, good. Okay. I'm in for that.
Yeah.
Love to heal.
Because the other side of that is Libra, and the South Node is there, and right now it's in your 6th house, and that can bring up kind of sticky issues, problems, hassles, with other people, right? I don't know what you do for, other
Oh,
people.
well, I'm online. Like I have an online business now.
Okay.
But
Okay.
my brother just passed away like a month ago. And
Oh, wow.
so
Well,
there's been that it's kind of like that stuff goes somewhere, but then there's something that's bigger than that. Like it was an unexpected total younger than me,
did
And
you have a
I have
breakup
in the 6th
recently?
house, I have somebody living here that I'm trying to evict. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just unnecessary drama. I want no drama.
Did you have a breakup recently, like in the last 6 months?
Oh my
Or did this
God.
person,
Okay. So the twin flame and what are the things? They're happening again in April. The eclipses.
the eclipses are going to
In
hit.
September, I saw things
Yes.
that I could never take away from my mind, and I could never be back with that guy.
Okay. So the nodes went into Libra and Aries in July, and they hit probably, they started in your 7th house. So they came from Scorpio, from the cycle before. So you probably got railed a little bit with relationships from 2021 through 2022, and then until the nodes went into, and so you're still going through that, right?
When is that going to end?
Yeah, the nodes
good, Julene. You know your stuff. This is good.
The node moved backwards, and so they're helping us, move along our evolutionary process. And the South Node is technically things that we need to let go of. And Libra, yes, it can represent codependency. So
that's what I'm really working on. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't care, but like, I really want this apology from him. But it's getting to the point where just do your thing. I don't care anymore.
Well,
You know
I
what
will
I
tell
mean?
you, it's going to hit your Pluto. The South Node is going to conjunct your Pluto, and whether you're ready to let go of whatever kind of issues are going on or not, it'll probably happen. But what I would caution you on is that if you can let go of it on your own peacefully and learn how to balance within yourself, you're going to be better off, because Pluto, it's
when is that going to hit? When is that happening?
Well, I don't have the animation up, but I'm going to guesstimate 7, probably about, because the nodes are going to change. I'd say August, September.
Okay, I got some months of goodness. Okay, before that.
Yeah, I mean,
I got some months of goodness.
But in between now and then, you want to think like that. Pluto is like, what our soul desires to come here to learn.
Oh no, that's what I know that like I'm a light worker and stuff. Like I know it doesn't matter what I do. I just have to spread light and help people and like let them know that they can be more than what they are. But I have to get myself to that other place before I can really help anybody else.
Yeah,
I kind of know what I'm doing, but Jolene, you're good. You know what that means. Like all that stuff. But I'll definitely book a reading because I would like to do a real reading.
I would love to talk to you. Anybody can help, but the eclipses are coming through. You're going to probably see some changes. Here's the other thing I would be careful of, Darcy, because we're talking about relationships, but remember that the node is in your 6th house, and so is Pluto, and the 1st house also represents your body. It's your identity, but it's also your body. He's
gonna come back. They all do.
Well, they could come back, but what I want to tell you is, aside from him, is make sure you're taking care of your health.
Okay. And I know I know.
Because that can those eclipses on that axis, because the 6th house, 7th house, it can bring problems with relationships. It can bring them in, it can take them out, but you need to be careful of your health, because 6th house is health and the 1st house is the body, and you're going to have eclipses.
Well, no, I've been really good with working out, but as far as I have autoimmunes, and I do need to take care of myself better. I just like self-care, like acupuncture, like I do that kind of stuff.
Good.
But I've been really neglectful since Jeffrey passed. You know what I mean? Because I just can't seem to get myself anywhere.
Be careful. I mean, when you're talking about Libra, it's like skin things. It can be lower. It can be like back issues. Aries can be like head things, migraines, things like that. So just make sure you're taking care of your health and not just focusing on, because Pluto in the 6th house can, Pluto anywhere can be a little bit obsessive. We all have that tendency, but just be careful. Make sure you focus on your health too. Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be in my 6th house for like the next 43 years.
No. Oh, we're talking that's your natal Pluto. Your natal Pluto is going to be in your 6th house forever. If you're talking about, I mean, even
it's going to be an Aquarius. Okay. No,
even in progressions, your Pluto really doesn't move too much. Although the house might change.
But I thank you so much. This was so great. And then will you, on that email, will say like your information? Yeah. Or I can just look it up here.
Yeah. If you want to book a reading, just send me an email and
I'll send you an email. Yeah. I can't wait. That's fun.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.
Bye. You're doing so good.
Yeah. Thank you, Darcy. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how to take you off of here. I don't see you. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Okay, Darcy. Bye-bye. Okay. I'm going to pop my lovely friend Rashawn on here, but I did promise SJ that I would. So let me just load SJ's chart while we are doing this, and then Rashawn, I will pop you on here. Thank you for being patient. This is fun. You know what? This is my first trial run. It's not going too bad so far. All right. This takes a minute. All right. SJ. All right, SJ. I hate to tell you this. Well, I guess I don't really need to know if you're male or female. I can do unspecified to do the chart. So it doesn't. Let's see. September 6th. September 6, 1979. 3:14. 3:14 p.m. Los Angeles. All right, SJ. Oh, female. Got it. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we've got yours queued up and ready, and I'm going to pop on my friend Rashawn here. Hey, Rashawn, you figured it out. Although I can't hear you now. You got to turn on your sound, Rashawn. I can't hear you. Oh, she may have frozen too. Darn it. Rashawn lives in a rural area in Arizona. And so that's probably why she went outside, because the internet was probably a disaster. So I'm going to pop out, Rashawn. I'm going to grab SJ. SJ, I'm going to send you an email here. Or wait, is she back? No, I don't see her moving. She might be moving, but oh goodness. Okay. Hang on, SJ. I'm going to send you an invite to your email. And I'll check for Rashawn before I go. But SJ, when you get that, just click on it, and then I'll see you backstage. And then I'm going to just check and see if she's got her sound really quick. Are you there, Rashawn? Yeah, no. Darn. Okay. Well, I can't hear you. You don't have your sound on, Rashawn.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
There you are. Okay, here she is.
The connection was my connection was disrupted. Sorry. Okay, got it.
That's okay. All right. So Rashawn, we just had a full moon in Virgo today. And full disclosure too, Rashawn is a friend of mine. I've known her for a very long time. But let's pop up the transit chart, and I'll just, because I haven't talked to you in just a little bit, we'll see what might be going on. Just a quick peek, if that's okay.
Yeah. I had a hard day 2 days ago. Really hard.
No. Oh no. All right, let me get your chart here. Let's see. Okay, so here, Rashawn, here's your chart. You know, even though we're friends, I don't think I've ever showed you your chart. Have I?
Yeah, well, I got a long time ago. At some point, but I don't understand. I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
But yes, I got to see it. Yeah, thorough explanation, but that was before my heavy metal toxicity issue came up, so I don't remember that stuff, but you did tell me.
Yeah. So this is Rashawn's chart. She's a Capricorn rising, so her ruler is Saturn, which sits over here, conjunct her Venus in the 5th house in Gemini. And so Rashawn was a high school teacher, 5th house. It's like what she did for a living, but it's also that represents young people. So she actually taught kids math. So that's a perfect expression there of her chart ruler. But there are a lot of other things too, especially, and we'll look at what's going on right now. But she's a Capricorn rising. She is a Cancer sun over here in the 7th house. And she has a moon in Virgo. So we're having a full moon in Virgo. She just said, I'm wondering if you weren't feeling good, or if you had some kind of, you know, it's possible it could have been like an insurance issue, or, you know, a bill issue, something like that. It's possible, but Virgo can affect your health as well. So, but I'm thinking, because this full moon happened in what are largely your money houses, there might have been some confusion in processing an insurance claim, or getting some kind of paperwork in, something like that. Maybe something like that going on potentially?
There is. There definitely is, and it's a little bit confusing, because everything has just been really going into alignment, and then something went off the line, so to speak. And so I felt a little thrown off, but then I read some of my brother's writings, and then I was like really down.
Oh no. Pisces can bring you down. Like Pisces, this is where this other side of this is.
Yeah,
this
and he was Pisces. Yes.
Oh, he was a Pisces. Okay, so sometimes it can be literal, but it can also be like, you know, sort of, it's a lot about a feeling. And when Saturn's in Pisces, we can feel a little bit down. And the second house is not only our self-esteem and our assets and our money, but it's also the things that we have, right? And you had a brother, I know, and you're feeling that loss. So for some reason, it seems like it led you there, whatever happened. But I will say this, give it, right now with Mercury just coming into conjunction with the sun, which is the opposition of this, and then it'll hit Saturn, which might bring in a little clarity, crystallize things a little bit. Give it till about Wednesday or Thursday, and you might get some information that helps clear this up a little bit, or at least it's not so muddy and confusing, and you might have a direction, right, to go in.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm needing. I feel like I don't have I don't have a direction specified. Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened. But you know, aside from astrology, Rashawn, you know what I did for 30 years. So if you need help figuring out your bill and your insurance, if it's healthcare, I can help you. Just give me a call.
Okay. Thanks.
But another thing I want to point out in Rashawn's chart before we move on to SJ is that Rashawn has Pluto that just moved into Aquarius. And you know, if you're into astrology, everybody's talking about Pluto going into Aquarius. But Pluto's been in her first house for quite a while. You know, Pluto entered into Capricorn in 2008. So probably halfway through that. So I'm going to say, gosh, Rashawn, it must have been 2018, 19, somewhere around there. Maybe you really started feeling like physically things were changing. You know, something may have happened. Because the first house is the body, right? And so Pluto for the last year and a half has really been sitting on her node. The North Node is your destiny, right? It's part of what you're supposed to be learning in this lifetime. And the first house is her body. And she had, right? This is crazy. And Capricorn rules the teeth, amongst other things, the skin, the teeth, the bones, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Tell them what happened in the last few years.
Yeah. Well, I found out over time, it had been happening, but I didn't know it. My tooth had cracked, and then that tooth had a root canal filling from 1986. And last year, I found out that it was leaching. Well, it turned purple around the tooth. It turned purple, the gums. So I went in just to be like, okay, I don't like this. What's happening here? It was the heavy metals toxicity, mostly lead and mercury. So it made sense why my brain was going offline and my functioning was not happening and I couldn't work. So it made sense now because I had been declining for a little bit and battling for a while. So
isn't that crazy? And I don't have my grid here, but I'll bet you in 1986 that the nodes were in Capricorn and Cancer. And that this is something coming back around, because that's what we see in astrology. We can see a lot of things, but with the nodal accesses, you can see things returning. So I bet that was like two cycles ago or something like that. Like that was over 30 years ago. Yeah, I would say, I bet you. We can look at that at some point. But she's talking about heavy metals, and this is her body. And so what does Pluto do? It purges and cleanses and clears out. And in the first house, Pluto is doing that with her body. And, but she learned a lot during that process about minerals and vitamins and how to just everything that she needed to do. And I think that was the point, to be honest with you, like from an evolutionary process. But interesting, she says heavy metals, right? So Saturn, the ruler of the North Node, we're going to go back here, right? In Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. She had Mercury, right? You just said Mercury poisoning. Is that not crazy? Yeah. Yeah. So, wow. But she's coming out of it, right? You're coming out of it, aren't you?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, God. Yeah, thank you, God. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
I gotta get my functioning back. Yep.
You know, Rashawn is also going, there's so many people. Rashawn is also going through her Chiron return. Yeah, that's this guy right here. And that represents our wounding in the third house. It's siblings. And look what happened. She just had a recall and a sadness and something come through, a thought regarding her brother that she lost. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Right. Okay.
Watch your cars. Like if you've got any car problems, make sure you take care of them.
Okay. Okay.
And be careful about getting into arguments with the neighbors because that could happen. Because Aries can be a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on while I tested this. It was so very cool. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad. This is a really nice, clear program. Just really good.
I've
It's
been
really
having fun learning it. I have to tell you.
Yeah. That is so awesome. I love it.
Thank you, Rashawn. I appreciate it. All
You're
right,
welcome.
I'm gonna grab SJ. Did you get your invite? Because I don't see you. Are you there? Oh, there you are. You're hiding under there. Okay. Okay. Rashawn, I will. You guys can hang out and watch if you want. I'm gonna take you off the stage so I can put SJ on. Bye. And I don't see an image there, so I don't know if she's there. Are you there? And I'm gonna pull up your chart in the meantime. If you're there, you have to turn on your camera. And let's see. SJ. You there, SJ? The video's on. My video's on. Your video has to be off. As soon as I put you on, see, like I've got you. You can see you're over there, like underneath me. There's a blank screen, but your camera's not on.
Right.
You don't want your camera on.
Right.
Oh, that's fine. As long as I know you don't want it on, then we're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I just
Oh,
didn't
no,
know we
you're
were doing camera when I hopped on here, and so.
Yeah, I know. It was last minute.
But thank
Sorry.
you for taking me.
Yeah, sure. We'll see what we see here in your chart.
Cool.
We'll just pull up the full moon in Virgo, unless you just want to. Do you want to just like learn about or learn a few things about your chart?
I mean, whatever you want to share. Like I've tried to research my chart, but I'm like, I don't feel like I know enough.
Yeah, it's you just have to. You just keep studying. Anybody can learn this stuff. I say this. When I do chart readings, and I know Susanna's in the background and Rashawn's in the background. I like to teach people about their placements so they can go off and start researching and learning it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Not every astrologer likes to do that, but I do. It is time consuming. So like I've got to give it to, I understand why, but I think it's important for people to understand it. So that's not unusual. You just have to be patient because it does take a little time. So here we have another Capricorn rising. Is this correct? September 6th, 1979.
Yes.
Los Angeles. Okay.
Yep.
So we have another Capricorn rising here. So you've just gone through Pluto transiting over your ascendant since 2008 as well. And that was early because you have a 3-degree Cap rising. So I would imagine you probably had some pretty significant changes in your identity back then. Where's your Saturn? Oh, were you like graduating from school or going to school back then?
No, I had like around that time in 2007, I had my daughter and I got married like late 2007.
Okay.
2008 is kind of when my corporate career kicked up a bit, but.
Got it. Well, here's the thing. Do you see where I just drew?
Mm-hmm.
So when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, or Saturn's in your 9th house. It's not. There's so many planets in Virgo for you.
Yep.
That this is the 8th house continued. So 8th house can be pregnancy. And it can be, it's shared resources. So it's a lot about, what you combine together financially and emotionally when you get married. So that makes sense.
Okay.
When I was looking at the 9th, I was like, oh, maybe she went to school, but it's not the 9th house. So, okay. But so that was a big change in your identity, right? Mm-hmm. And now Pluto has gone into Aquarius. So it's still rolling slowly through your first house. And so you probably will experience more changes it can be to your health. It could just be to into your identity in general. Keeping in mind that Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So I would say, how old is your daughter now?
She is 16.
16. Okay, so there could be some sudden changes there that you're dealing with, where she's concerned.
I am.
You are. Okay.
Major changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and like, is she really just kind of wanting to do her own thing? Is there a lot of like conflict?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Tons of like random conflicts. I don't get it.
Yeah. Almost like she's not like who she.
Yeah. Like, when does this end? Like, when does this transit?
Well, do you remember being a teenager? Probably she's challenging you to form her own identity, right? And I don't have her chart, but Aquarius and is very much about individuality, right? So you have this potentially this separation, right? This change in your identity because she's creating her own identity. And hopefully it doesn't include, because Aquarius can be things that are it's off the wall, right? And I don't want to interject or project anything. So hopefully it's not anything that is, so rebellious, because Aquarius can be rebellious that it's dangerous. So I hope not.
I hope not too. I don't know what's going on. She's an Aquarius moon.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I don't have her chart, but it syncs up that there are changes and things that you're dealing with, and it's probably, I would imagine, it's causing you a lot of anxiety.
Tons, ridiculous amounts of anxiety.
Yeah, and that's where it'll hit you, in your first house, where it's going to affect you and your body, right?
Right.
Yeah. Aquarius moves energy, and it is one of the signs and planets that represents anxiety, because it's an energetic sort of tense kind of feel. So that can actually, this, everybody knows this, it can actually it forms in your body, and it can actually come out in the form of other things. So, you want to be careful, right? Capricorn. Yeah, things like bones, joints, tendons, teeth, your skin, rashes,
right.
Stuff like that, from anxiety, right? Even allergies, or something that seems like it's an allergy, right?
Right. I just went through that, and I've been like my teeth. I think I've been clenching my jaw when I sleep.
There you
go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to hang in there. Like I said, I don't have her chart. I mean, if she's your first child,
he's my second.
She's your second child. So is she super emotional?
Super, ridiculously emotional. I can't even understand. She's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Well, both of my kids are Scorpios, but my son, he's 27 and he has a Taurus moon, very calm.
Yeah. Taurus, very easy to deal with.
Very calm. It's this Scorpio Aquarius situation that is I don't even understand.
Well, being a Cap rising, a Virgo sun, right? That's your, and a Pisces moon. I mean, you have a depth of emotion to you. I would imagine at least you must be creative in some way, be able to relate to them through singing or those kinds of activities. A Pisces moon is pretty watery, it's sensitive, but you're probably super intuitive. Are you constantly feeling it, what's going on, and maybe that kind of gets your anxiety going even
oh yeah, because I was born on a full moon in Pisces, so I'm super intuitive, ridiculously intuitive, to the point where I even knew a year before a family member passed that they were gonna pass. So it's I get a lot of downloads.
Yeah. I mean, Scorpio is a water sign too. Pisces is a water sign. So if they have Scorpio moons or suns, there should be some relatability there. But we're still talking about parent-child.
No.
So it can be difficult. Yeah, take it for I had 2 kids of my own, and now I have my grandson, so I get it. But this full moon is, look at that, it's lighting up. Are you having like any kind of insurance issues? Are there any kind of secrets or money that you don't know where money's going?
Well, there is a money issue with my ex-husband where like he can't account for a lot of money. And like I divorced him I left him in 2019. Our divorce was like finalized, I think, in 2021. So there's like some money that's missing.
Yeah. That's this, you know, kind of similar, you know, Rashawn, she's having an insurance issue, but that 8th house is about debts, you know, it's about shared resources. So you're talking about your ex-husband, right? It's like, well, where's the child support, or where's the money from the house, or where's this, right? What's the accounting? Virgo is very much about, you know, details and accounting, you know, and all of the information. And so in the 8th house, it has something to do with other people, but it can also be something that's a little bit hidden. And with Pisces on the other side in your 2nd house of what you own, resources, right? Things like that, among other things. And Pisces is confusing, and Pisces is like a little messy. And in Pisces, things can go missing. And the ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and it's down here in Pisces. So the ruler of that 8th house, all that Virgo in the 8th house, is sitting down here in the 2nd house. So you got money missing. You don't know what's going on. Nobody's giving you any answers, right?
Exactly.
And are they being honest? That's another Pisces.
That's the question.
Yeah. Give it a few days. It's the same thing I told Rashawn, because as Mercury goes here in the next few days and hits the sun, there should be a little bit more clarity. Right now, Mercury, you know, astrologically is burned up by the sun. So it's kind of skewing, you know, all of the information.
Okay.
As Mercury moves closer in the next few days, in astrology, it's like, well, Mercury is dropping some information into the sun, and the sun lights things up. So maybe there's some clarity there. And then as it moves to conjunct Saturn, that might be like the cold hard truth, right? Or like where you at least can come up with a plan or something. I don't know if you watched my full moon video, but it was something like this. And, you know, Jupiter is in Taurus, right? In the 4th house. Like, I don't know, like, is there somebody in your family? Is there somebody close by? Is there somebody that can help you sort of suss through all the information and figure out, you know, if so, have somebody help you with that.
Okay.
Potentially. Or you might want to look like, let's see, Jupiter in the 4th, that's Taurus. Is it buried in the ground somewhere? No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's a lot of money that I don't believe him. I don't really know what's going on.
Wow. Is it something that you can take him back to court for? Jupiter also represents lawyers. Did you have a family lawyer?
No. So he was supposed to pay some taxes, and he's claiming like it's I don't even understand what he's saying. He's just saying it's missing, but he's gonna contact them and it'll be paid, and don't worry about it. But it's like a lot, and he needs to pay it, right? It was in our divorce decree. So like, I don't understand what's happening, because the information he's telling me, it doesn't make sense. It sounds like he's lying, which like he did often. So I don't know.
It could be. And I don't know what you've said to him, but like I said, I would just hold out for, you know, a couple, 3-4 days and see what comes of it. He might, you know, come give you some information and clear things up. But if not, you know, are they property taxes?
No, it's like IRS taxes.
That's all this 8th house here too.
Yeah, he was supposed to pay, and like I got a notice that he didn't pay, which I thought he paid. And so he's claiming like the IRS lost his money, which is so ridiculous that like I'm just waiting on a real answer.
Yeah.
So I actually was going to text about it today, and I was thinking like, no, I'll just give it a few days. So I'm glad you're confirming that for me, because I was thinking the same.
Well, you know, you may or may not get more clarity, but it's possible you could. And, you know, sometimes when you're dealing with those kind of dynamics, I mean, you know this, you know, it's like exes, kids, all this stuff. If there's a chance that something comes through and and you can gain some clarity best, you know, and not get as messy as you might have to if that's
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
That it's probably better, you know, for you and
Yeah.
your health and everybody else, right?
Right.
I mean, you have Venus and Saturn in your 8th house, and that's your sun, your north node, and your Mercury. I mean, it kind of indicates that there is a I don't know if you had problems with him before. Like, did your marriage end because of money issues? Like, was he gambling, or did you have like just overspending, or
No, he was
okay,
just a basic, not a good husband.
not a good
You know, no, he was just a liar. You know,
I was going to say, was he a
honestly,
liar?
he was a liar. And honestly, like I never wanted to marry him. He said he was going to kill himself, so I did. Like it's a whole long story, but like I think it was my karma. Hope it's complete. Like I'm done. You know.
Well, your 7th house ruler is the moon, and the moon is in Pisces in the 3rd house. What's 3rd house? Communication.
Mm-hmm.
And Pisces can be elusive. Pisces can be confusing at best,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it can be elusive and it can be lying, right? There's just something that's not, you know, a little fishy there
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. So, you know, when it comes to seven, doesn't mean that that's every person you're going to bring in. But the thing that I would guess about you is that, you know, you're a nurturer and you have a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can help somebody, that you kind of bring potentially, because that's the way you are, maybe you bring in needy people.
I do. Ugh,
And
I do.
yeah, so well, you know, probably come by it honestly. I mean, we could go into that even more, which I don't have time, but yeah, I mean, I can see that. But, you know, does that mean that that's always the way it's going to be? No, not necessarily. It's, like you said, it's part of, you know, everything that we go through is just a learning process. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need somebody that is an emotional match to you, you know. And if you've got kids that have water moons or water signs, I mean, you're learning about all of this emotion and all of this water, and you're a Capricorn moon. Rising, you're very practical, right? So part of what you're here to learn is, you know, to maybe, you know, yes, you need to maintain that part. You got sort of be in the know of what's going on for sure with the North Node in Virgo, but you know, it's a challenge because you've got all this water stuff and, you know, partners that you have to take care of and all this emotion and kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, I hope that money comes, you know, I hope that you find it. You'll have to give me, you know, you'll have to let me know.
I will. I'll email you.
Anyway, I want to thank you for like being one of my guinea pigs because I'm gonna start doing this. So I absolutely super appreciate you sending an email.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, when you start doing this, are you gonna like just announce it on your page, or how are we gonna know?
Yeah, you know, here's the funny thing with YouTube. So, I mean, I've been doing readings like aside, you know, I have a website and stuff. You can go check out my reviews and everything for a while. But with YouTube, to be able to post a notice, just like without doing a video, you have to have like, I think it's like 500 or 1,000 subscribers. So I can't do it that way, but I could do shorts. You know, like I did my full moon video earlier, and what I did was at the end, I announced I was going to do this as a trial, and I did it at the end on purpose because I didn't want to have like 30 people because the first time out.
Right.
Right. So, but yeah, I'll either do a short or like watch for the videos at some point when I'm able to post message, you know, like just written messages on like a community page, then, you know, you'll know that way. But you have my email. You can always
thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll be back
with
some transits.
Yeah. Good luck, SJ.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, that was fun. I'm going to take that off. And you know what? Let me just address some of the other comments here. Because is that Solera? I had a couple people. Solera and, oh my goodness. There was somebody else, but Darcy was super active here. So Solera, I think. Yeah. So Solera, I was only doing a few, so I can't take a look at yours today. But if you want to email me, my email's in the description box below. Now that I'll start doing these lives, and I will do at least one or two every time. that for people that can't afford to do readings, and it'll be really small anyway. But if you want to send me your information on my email, I'll load it in, and then you look for when I'm going to do this again, or I'm happy to send you an email back and let you know, and then we can do it. And it says here you don't have a mic or a camera, so that would be difficult for this. Yeah, you know what? Just email me. Email me on the side, and we'll communicate through email. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pop. I think the only person I still have here is Susanna. I think everybody else just said, we're done. So I'm just gonna pop Susanna back on. I'm gonna say thank you to her again. Thank you so much for being my very first person.
Hello. Yes, that was awesome. I studied astrology with Julene, so I was studying when you were reading people's charts. All I could do is find ascendant and the ruler of the ascendant and the sun and the moon. I found SJ chart really interesting. So actually, everybody's chart was really interesting. Your friends Rashawn too.
Yeah, she's an amazing person. She has an amazing story. I always tell her, you need to tell your story. So Rashawn, I know she's not listening, and hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm gonna like sing her praises. But she was born and raised in Oakland, California, which is a very difficult, like literally, and she had a really difficult childhood, not a lot of parental direction. And she pretty much raised her little brother. Not a lot of money, not a lot of resources. She just innately inside of her worked so hard as a kid and had a lot of responsibility, but she ended up graduating high school and getting a scholarship to Stanford.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Like she did this, like nobody, like this is a strong, powerful person. And not that, any college education isn't good, but to do that from a kid that, lived in like public housing. And what is the most amazing about that story is that, and I've known her for a little over 20 years, is that she could be teaching, she has a master's degree in math.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through algebra, right? But she chose to teach kids in the inner city at an at-risk high school for her entire career.
Teach at charter school?
I think eventually she did do a charter school, but she worked in one of the most difficult districts in our state with a lot of at-risk kids. And it was just her passion. And,
what was her son again?
Cancer. Yeah.
Okay, so she has a lot of nerd. Oh, 7th house, right?
Yeah.
Cancer 7th house, and then her moon was
Virgo
moon. In which house again?
8th house.
8th house.
So yeah, I mean, she could have been, making this huge salary at one of the universities and teaching or something, but her passion was to teach kids that needed help, and I always have respected that. Like, it's
Stanford is a really good university. One of my favorite professors is from New York, I think, and she taught in Canada in my university, and she has a Stanford degree and also very mathematical mind. But she did geology, but like the most difficult geology ever, structural geology. And yeah, it's I always knew it's a very good school. So, and having Capricorn rising, it's who else is not going to be hardworking but Capricorn rising?
Well, yeah, I mean,
good on your friend that I'm glad that she was able to. And then that's Toot's story is very scary story.
Yeah.
And you know what? 1986. I wanted to tell you that's my birth year. The notes in 1986 were Aries and Libra.
Okay, so that means that. Well, I'll have to go back and look. There probably was something that happened. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she had some initial dental work, or I don't know. But that was a crazy story, right? Like all of that Pluto purging all of those metals out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that they never took that filling out sooner.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm glad she's doing better. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I'm just lucky to know like some really amazing people. You're obviously one of them too. So I appreciate it. And I'm going to do this again. And who knows, maybe you can, I like to have people to chit chat with. So maybe we'll have some, community type things or conversations. But anyway, thank you. I'm going to go pick up my grandson. Very much appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say hi to Keegan. Bye, everybody.
I will. Take care. Bye.
Okay.